Begin with that attempted robbery on a taxi driver that turned deadly. It happened in the Rockaways this morning after the driver dropped off his passengers. Police say they attacked him. Then he fell to the ground and died. And now, as CBS 2's Alicia Reed reports, a Bronx community is in mourning as a big reward is offered for information leading to an arrest.
Jessica, the family is completely distraught. We're told within 2 hours of leaving for work this morning, police called with the tragic news. Kutan Gima, described as a peaceful man, took his last ride at work Saturday morning.
Why do you have to attack somebody for no reason? How much maybe is that money? And you took somebody's life. Come on.
Police say the taxi driver drove his 5 passengers to their Far Rockaway destination. And it was there at Beach 54th Street and Arverne Boulevard where the suspects didn't pay their fare and tried to rob him.
Oh, that's awful. That's awful. That's just awful.
Witnesses say he started chasing them, 3 males and 2 females, when he was hit in the back of the head. The taxi driver fell to the ground, hit his head, and lost consciousness. He later died at St. John's Hospital.
Right now in the house, the men's fellowship are there now. The pastor is there. Everybody is there now.
The Ghanaian community is coming together to comfort his wife and family. The 52-year-old is described as a devout Christian. He and his wife have 4 children. The oldest, only 8 years old.
She's so young to hear this with 4 children. Too bad.
The New York State Federation of Taxi Drivers is offering a $15,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Meanwhile, friends and family are trying to wrap their minds around this terrible loss.
A loving and caring gentleman, hardworking, takes care of the family. Yeah, we've really lost a dedicated father.
Funeral expenses are being covered by Gima's employer. The New York State Federation of Taxi Drivers is holding a rally Sunday morning. We're told the family is expected to attend. In Co-op City, Alicia Reed, CBS.
Taxi drivers took a stand for justice after one of their own was killed while dropping off passengers in Queens. At a rally today, they urged the suspects to turn themselves in, and they offered support for the dead driver's grieving wife and 4 children. Eyewitness News reporter Johnny Fernandez has the story from Woodside.
Surrounded by loved ones and taxi drivers, tearful and heartbroken, Abby Gima spoke out about her husband, 52-year-old Kutan Gima.
I have no words to describe him. He was a good man. He was a good man.
Police say the 52-year-old taxi driver, a father of 4, let 5 passengers out near Beach 54th Street in Queens on Saturday morning. The fare beaters tried to leave without paying, then attack and tried to rob him. Police say the 52-year-old chased after them. Moments later, he was struck by the suspects, fell, struck his head, and died.
Probably was the first fare of his day. It was probably the first person that he picked up. And guess what? It was the last person that he picked up because his life was taken away. For what? For money? It was taken away for money. That's what it all boils down to.
Today, the New York State Federation of Taxi Drivers gathered to show support for one of their own. The union is now offering a $15,000 reward for the arrest of the people responsible for the death of the 52-year-old taxi driver. A man they say worked restlessly, especially during the height of the pandemic.
This gentleman drove his cab. He never stopped taking passengers. This, to me, is a hero like a first responder. If a doctor, a nurse, someone, a family member needed to get somewhere, he was driving the cab. He never stopped.
Members of the union and loved ones of the 52-year-old started a GoFundMe page. It's raised over $30,000, but they still want one thing answered. Why did these people commit such a horrific act? The mayor's office, in a statement, calls this death a tragedy that's not only devastating but unacceptable, saying violence will not be tolerated, which is why we're working every day to